Yes, when's the last time you did something disgusting? This morning when you woke up? Oh, my goodness. Yeah, so it's the Oddcast Podcast with Mondo. I know, Mondo, Dean,
so bad.
Melissa. How do you know? Did we do something funny?
I just put a bug in my mouth. What do you mean? How do I know?
We did something funny in honor of Survivor coming on, and
thankfully we don't do any cheap stunts to get ratings.
No, we don't, but we're cool with that. No, actually, Survivor's been on for many, many moons, so we have a beautiful guest who is a current contestant on Survivor, Libby Vincek, and she's a Texas gal, so look. As far as I'm concerned, any Texan automatically wins because we pretty much do it all. We're those kind of people, except maybe for Melissa.
Thank you,
Melissa.
Thank you for that.
Well, no. Here's the thing, Melissa.
I mean.
So we did a contest,
Okay.
and that's what Dean was alluding to. So we actually got a bunch of bugs, and we did a little Facebook Live, and Melissa, that's what was feeding. Dean was feeding Melissa was this scorpion.
Thank you to Meat Maniac.
Yeah, Meat Maniac.
Wow, this place in Richardson. I can't believe it, but they gave us so many bugs for our little contest, and
I feel bad for the health inspector who goes in there and looking
Yeah.
for insects, and they're like, "Yeah, that's our inventory."
I know, right? Well, they got barbecue
Pest control.
rubs. Yeah, they got barbecue rubs. It's a really, really cool place. So, we decided, why don't we try to do our version of Survivor? So we're going to actually let Libby be our Jeff Probst, and she's going to kind of guess who she thinks out of us four, because hello, Jansen, man of the controls. Jansen's involved in this too. Now, my money is on Jansen, just so you know.
why?
Well, because
his morning routine last week showed him outdoors in nature.
Yes.
and-
No, we just know what he makes, and we figure insects
Yes, he
is
does.
probably within his budget.
Right. And that's the thing. Jansen likes to go camping and stuff. And so that kind of brought up an interesting thing for us. Like, my wife is what would call a glamper. A glamper is glamorous camping. So you got to have the frills and the ornate crap and all that. Where I'm a camper. I'm actually a primitive camper. I don't want any electricity. I want to make fire with 2 sticks.
Can you make fire?
Yes. Oh, are you kidding me? Do you
I
know who
could
you're
too.
talking to?
Yeah.
I
Yes.
don't know. I don't think Dean could do it. You can make fire?
Yes, I've done it before.
You're a magician, but
Part-time, but no, I know I've learned that
Allegedly.
skill. Allegedly. I've learned that skill on how to make fires.
I don't know how to do that.
So there's camping, primitive camping.
Primitive camping and glamping.
Glamping.
Uh-huh.
What do you call it when you live in your car?
Down on your luck.
Okay.
Down on your lucking. Yeah. We'll hope for the besting.
No paying the banking.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all. Just get money for gas.
So you love to go, really? So your wife is not into going
No.
outside. So what do you do if
Well,
you're saying, let's go, family?
I think her roughing it is when she goes to a strip mall.
Oh,
thought you
my
were saying
wife?
strip
Yeah.
club.
Oh, yeah. That's at best. I mean, because everything's done online. It's so easy. And that's the thing. Like, for me, I don't mind. I actually made my own toilet with pool noodles. No, you get a 5-gallon
pool noodles?
5-gallon bucket. Jansen knows what I'm talking about.
No, I don't. Don't drag me into
No,
that.
you can find it online. You cut a pool noodle in half and you get a 5-gallon bucket. Put your
Why would
plas-
you know there's modern plumbing.
No, not when you're out in the woods and you don't want to squat with poison ivy grabbing your junk. So you sit there and you sit on the
Quit
pool
bragging.
noodle. Thank you. You sit on the pool noodle, nice, comfortable, relaxed, and you do your business.
Who
and
are you?
What women would want to do that? See, Jansen is pulling
Hold
up
on.
the pool
Yeah,
noodle.
I wanna-
I wanna
This
see.
is the primitive toilet. And you can get yours at Home Depot for probably $2.99.
How much will you charge?
Get a Homer bucket. I'll charge $10 for me to build you one.
Why can't you just squat in the woods like a normal person?
No.
What do you mean
Well, here's the
poison
thing.
ivy reaching up and grabbing your
I
junk?
want to ask Libby about this because that has to be really tough. Like on Survivor, I know she can't give us any insight, but as far as preparing, did she go to the bathroom outside?
Well, here's what
Yeah.
if she did it right, she can get one of these.
Okay. Well, I don't think she could pack that in her bag for
Now,
Survivor.
so fantastic.
Look at what they did with the toilet paper.
Yeah, well, that's what you do. You have the handle. You put the toilet paper in there. Is that not genius? That's the kind of stuff I do.
Yes, that's not genius.
No. Oh, you'd rather go in the woods and look
Yeah,
at
just
sanitary.
squat
I
against a
think at that-
tree
yeah, I
and,
think
and
No.
At that point, you commit. You're out there. Now, if you're going to be glamping, it's a different ballgame.
That's part of glamping, though, is having.
That's not glamping.
Yes, it is. How are you going to the toilet in the woods if in your tray? You're still gonna have to squat over something.
Okay, so you just said you don't like glamping, but
I
you
don't.
bring the Home Depot toilet with you.
Well, because again,
just like our forefathers.
yes, I have to do something that makes my wife happy. So there's got to be a happy medium. She's not going to squat in the woods. And can you imagine? You know, look, women, they have that monthly thing that happens. Can you imagine?
Here we go.
Well,
Why
no.
are you always going to bring that
Oh
up?
my God, we talked about the period last week.
Well, I'm just saying that this is one of
his
those
go-to.
moments that you're going to be glad you had the Homer
your
bucket.
crutch.
It is. It is. Isn't that obvious? But anyway, so yeah, clamping, gamping. So what would you do, Dean, if you were gonna like leaving today to go camping? What kind of camper do you think you'd be?
Oh, I'd be horrible. I've only been once, and
Are you kidding?
yeah, twice if you count a couch fort. When I was married and it was all falling
Oh
apart.
yeah, that's true.
I don't think I've ever been in my adult life camping.
What?
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all are pissing me
This is,
off.
I feel like it's confession right now. But for I
But
mean,
why
I,
do you do it?
Yeah, what's
That's the thing that
point?
gets
It's
me. It's like someone who
nature,
goes
man.
hunting and you drive by steakhouses and fast food places. There's food available. Like, I don't get why you're still doing this primitive
Right.
stuff.
Because
Do you churn your own butter?
yes, I made my own bread last night. Beautiful bread too. Oh, it was
Are the
genius.
dishes still out this morning?
Of course they were. No, they were cleaned up. But here's the thing: it's being out in nature with God and serenity and that whole
God.
thing, and just being out and breathing in. Listen, it's the greatest thing on the planet. I'm not a city guy. I like being out in
But
nature.
what happens when you hear like all the creepy noises and like you hear the little feet coming up next to you?
That's
Are
the
you-
fun part.
What part of that? See, that's terrifying to me.
No.
That's what part of it's fun.
And shouldn't the challenge be finding God in a Motel 6? Isn't that
No,
the challenge
that's in the
in life?
It's in the book.
When you're in
you
the
know?
fetal position crying and the sheets
No.
smell like urine? God's there too.
The Gideon book is in the nightstand. I'm telling you.
So look, I got some pictures of
Okay, show us.
glamping, and I'm telling you,
Okay.
this is not camping.
That's a tent inside a house, isn't it?
that's
how is
actually
that
that's my
camping?
house with a backdrop.
Right.
Yeah.
But see,
Yeah.
it's got the
Do you have any pictures of camping? Show us what camping looks like.
Well, hold on. I'm sure there's other glamping pictures. Now,
See,
that's
there you
camping.
go. Kumbaya. Look at that. That is what.
Look
yes.
how happy the family is.
Yeah.
Look at them.
Now
They
we see
just
that-
buried their grandmother.
No, I'm talking about getting your own food, sourcing your own product. Like, if, you know,
my God.
trapping squirrels, tree rats. You know, doing all that stuff. What do you think the people on Survivor do? Do you think? I mean, you know,
I
they,
don't know.
they have
I mean-
challenges to get food, but at the
Right.
same time, they got to source. You have to source your own material.
Well, I don't know. I mean, and I guess that goes back to that preparation of it. Was she like making the things for the fishing and stabbing the fish and
Well,
figuring?
we'll
it's like,
find out.
How do
We're-
you train?
So we're going to have Libby Vinsek on here in just a bit. But let me ask you guys this: y'all don't think if you went fishing, Dean, you've gone fishing, haven't you?
Sorta.
You used to be.
I've been to Red Lobster and said that one.
You used to be a vegetarian. That's all he would eat was fish. He was kind of a
No,
pseudo
no
vegetarian.
fish if you're a vegetarian. I was a pure vegetarian. Like there was no anything, no,
No meats?
eggs, no meat,
Yeah, I
no
could do
fish,
that.
nothing like that. And then I gradually, and then you ruined me.
Thank you. I'm the
You really
enabler.
did. I hadn't had meat in years, and then he's like, "Let's go to Sonic and try. Can we just try?" I was like, "All right, fine." And look at me, 100 pounds later.
Yeah, it was
I
Scotty.
was like Gandhi. Now I look like the house Gandhi goes into.
Right.
Okay, so do you go fishing?
No,
Not-
I would never go
you
fishing.
wouldn't.
I went deep sea fishing once.
Oh my gosh, listen to this. So our
Don't touch
family, sorry. Our family went fishing. My husband, who claims to be this outdoorsy guy, he was fishing and the fish was kind of like going crazy. The hook went through his hand. I have to get the picture to you. I'm not kidding. We all had to get in the car with the hook and the rod and go to the hospital because it has that little part that comes.
You cut the string off.
You
You
cut
know.
the string.
Okay, fine. We did that to get right, but I'm telling
my
you,
God.
we walked into the hospital. He's
You
got,
pull it out.
No, you don't understand. The entire hook. He had to get. We were there for 3 hours. This massive hook was in his hand. My kids are crying.
Even I know. Don't you have like wire cutters and you just cut both
No,
sides of
it's-
it and you slide
Yeah,
it
you
out?
slide
No,
it
it
out.
And
has
then you
that-
man up.
it
Even
has
listen
that-
to
The,
me.
the bar. I've seen the picture, and the barb was like inside his like tendon of his hand.
Yeah,
or
but what you
something.
do
It was bad.
after you do that, then you suck the blood because your own blood is nourishment because you're going to go in starvation mode. So you got to suck the
No,
blood
now
out.
it's on a
And then
mantle.
you spit it on a squirrel and kill it.
That's it.
Dinner.
See, that's
guys-
how you man up.
Wait,
That's how
I
you
want
do
to
these
see. I
things.
want to see the picture Dean found if he were to go camping.
All
Yeah,
right.
so there's camping and then there's clamping. And this is
It's
what I
glamping.
clamping.
Clamp or glamp?
Glamping, right.
Fine.
Right, glamping.
Clamping.
Clamping is another thing entirely. And this is my version. This is what I think I would go do. Tramping.
Right.
Oh, Dean, very upsetting.
Look at her laying there looking for some other guy.
Oh, I
He's
love.
actually blinking. Help me.
I mean, look at her hair. She's like got it full blowout with all the
Oh, there's a
curls.
girl there. I was looking at nature. I was looking at the mountains in the background and the trees. This is what
Sure.
you go camping for.
Yeah.
Get that girl out of the picture. I want to go camping.
Would you do that, Dean, if she was there with you? Would you have trust issues?
No, Dean would be in the corner crying and weeping. You kidding? He'd be in the corner of the tent, rocking back and forth.
By the way, this is my wingman.
Yeah. Of course I am.
Thank you, Mondo.
Okay, so I have a question.
Yes.
Through our camping and survivor research,
Mm-hmm.
it's like the aftertaste of this bug. Weird that it's still in my mouth. There are these. Excuse me, I don't want to get it wrong. Bug out
Bags.
bags.
Bug out bags,
Because
yes.
I said it wrong
Very
and I
important.
got in trouble.
I have one.
Okay, you have your own.
Yeah. They're kind of specific. I have actually several. I have
Okay.
the one that I keep in my car, and that's kind of a bug out bag. I mean, I've got a piston rod to make fire. I've got 2 sets of. I have solar chargers. I got everything. You know, I can be lost right now, and I'm good.
Yeah, so we should explain the idea behind this is if, as they say, shit hits the fan, if things go south on you and you're out on the road, you're driving somewhere, and be it nuclear war
It's doomsday
or, like the
preparation.
people in Houston who had suddenly there's a tsunami in your face,
Right.
all these kinds of things, and you have nothing but this bag to survive for, they say it's a 72-hour bug-out bag because it'll take you if you need 3 days to get somewhere safe.
Yeah.
Okay, so and they have
Because
them
if there
already
was
pre-made.
something going on, so
Yeah.
Okay, so these are pre-made. So if I were to say, okay, I need to keep that in my car just in case.
you need to keep one for each person. So you have a family of 5, so you should have 5 of them in your bag, in your trunk or something
At all
like that.
times.
At all times. And
Okay.
it's
Well-
basic stuff like water and medical supplies and a flashlight. You wouldn't think that's important, but it really is. A radio that you can actually
Right.
churn that's not dependent on electricity because if there was a nuclear explosion, everything with electricity would no longer work.
Okay, and then you've created your own for real.
For real. Yeah, I really do. I mean, I've
You
got.
have your own toilet.
Yeah, at the house I have my 5. It's
So
everything.
do you have a bug-out toilet?
No, everything's in my 5-gallon. I'll have to take pictures of y'all. But I got my bug out toilet with the pool noodle that sits on it, and everything's inside of that. And then I've got my bug out
the
bag
shit?
next to it. Yeah, look, man. How do you know when some doomsday scenario doesn't happen? Head for the hills and know exactly where
I
I'm
mean,
going.
we've kind of, on the East Coast this weekend, they're saying it's a snowpocalypse or whatever they're
Snowmageddon.
saying, where it's going to be horrendous and there's going to be people dying this weekend. And a bug out bag could actually, if you're in your car, like one thing a lot of people don't know, but just a small little candle inside your car, if you light that, because you can't leave your engine running because you run out of gas, but
Okay.
also it's carbon dioxide. But if you have a candle in your car, it'll heat it up and you can survive for days just on that.
An even better way to heat it up is to get a clay pot
Oh God.
and put it underneath because it's clay. When it heats up, that residual heat that comes off of it will also. You can actually heat a house up like that. You got
Yeah, and I have
several
mine
pots.
designed
Didn't you
for me
have a
that
fire?
runs on tears, right,
Yeah,
Mondo?
Of course you do, Dean.
Okay, so we have a picture of one that will last. I think it's like 25 years or something. Or for a family of 6, so they can be pretty intense.
Dinty Moore. There's beef stew down there. I'm already against this thing.
Okay, so here's the deal: if
Dinty Moore
Jagger,
beef stew.
were to have a bug out bag,
Jagger?
Okay.
It wouldn't be called bug out bag, first of all.
No, what would it be called, Dean?
Jagger's bug out?
Jagger's bug
Thank
out
you,
bag.
Dean.
It's his sexy satchel.
Where's his sexy satchel? Let's see.
Yeah, this is what Jagger would have. I can only imagine.
Right.
His would actually be a bitch out bag.
Right. That's not Jagger's.
That's no way. Okay, there we go.
Oh,
There we go.
Okay,
Yes.
so of course he's got a Prada backpack.
Yes.
Right? He's going to act like no, but come on.
Yes.
Right? We have Wi-Fi because he would be lost. Sonos speaker
No.
for his Spotify account.
Of course.
For his Spring Valley Chill playlist.
Mm-hmm.
The Mac. The collapsible chair that had to be kind of a modern chair.
Yes, they all
because
have
you-
to be
Right, you
modern.
couldn't put one in his bag that wasn't
Right.
like that. The oatmeal, and then I think that he would have to have Bark Potty for Jingle because even if
His
they were
dog Jingle,
yes,
yes.
if they were outside or him or his kid
Oh.
Jingle.
Well, we want to make sure that's not like Patrick's nickname or something.
Right. No, but the dog is helping get the food.
You forgot the
Man.
vanilla
Oh,
candle.
hold on. You think Jingle is out getting food?
No.
Yeah, you haven't seen Jingle.
No, I haven't.
Jingle's not allowed to go outside.
Of course not.
Jingle's feet have never touched the ground.
Those
bet that's
dogs,
true.
Yeah.
And I said, do y'all think it's weird, real quick, that I would take my dog's lips and lift them up and kiss the teeth? Jagger
No, I don't think that's weird at all.
No, Melissa, I can't tell you how often I thought
And
Okay, just thinking about
it happens
that for a
on
minute.
TV all the time.
yeah, how do you seg out of this?
I just thought, I don't know, I just thought I'd bring that up. He
Yeah,
Is
just,
it weird
thank
that
you.
I French kiss my parrot?
I mean, is that weird?
Kissing your dog's teeth.
And
No,
sometimes
it's
when
not
I
weird
mean,
at
and
all.
sometimes when they're
Is
kissing,
it odd to give a snail a hand job?
oh my god. Okay, it's time.
Yeah. Speaking of which, hey, National Chili Week, National Chili Day was last week, and I
'Cause
went
they're slow
to
and
probably
slimy.
the best place you can go eat chili around here. Well, I don't think it's just the Metroplex, but you know, it is fantastic. Check out this episode of Mondo Around the Metroplex. Wherever can I be today? Well, today's National Chili Day, and so hey, why not go to one of the best chilies that's in the, I would say probably the Metroplex. So where is it? Find out now. Okay, so as promised, I said that I was gonna, on National Chili Day, man, look, how can I help myself? I can, I gotta get some chili, you know what I'm saying? So I think one of the best chilies that's probably, I mean, it's non-spicy, you can add spice to it, but it's just an all-around great chili. And believe it or not, it comes from Baker Brothers Deli. I'm at the Baker Brothers in Fort Worth, and here it is, man. Check this bad boy out. Look at this. Whoa, is that Caboza? Huh? You liking that? I do a thing that I call mush. So I just put a bunch of crackers in it, mush it all up inside the package, and then put it in my chili and get after it. So if you want a really, really good non-spicy chili, go to Baker Brothers. You'll see where their locations are by going to bakerbrothersdeli.com, and you'll find everything else you need to know. But me, I'm going to get after this chili right now. So everybody, have a good one. Have a good one. Oh, man, it is. Dean and I were just talking about the chili because...
I'm giving him a death stare. Why don't you ever invite me anywhere?
Oh,
I can't be Mondo Around the Metroplex plus this other guy.
How about? Well, I've already done chicken and dumplings. I'll find a good.
There's that place in McKinney I keep wanting to bring you to.
Oh yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
You can talk about it. So there's special needs kids that actually are they the servers?
Yeah, no, you go ahead and talk about it.
Well, I don't.
Yeah.
No, that's all I know.
They're the chefs, they're the servers, they're everything.
Yeah, we'll go there.
Yeah.
to McKinney.
I can't remember what it's called right now, but it's really supposed to be awesome.
Yeah,
Hugs. I think it's called Hugs.
I love it.
We'll look it up.
Let's hug somebody in studio. Hi,
Yay,
Libby.
look at this.
Libby
gosh.
Vincent.
Hey.
You know what? So you have a C as part of your last name. So we're all going, oh, it's Libby Vincent. Libby Vincent.
A lot of people say that.
And so what's what Czechoslovakian?
It is. It is
I
Czechoslovakian.
kicked ass.
Yeah.
Oh my god, how
dang.
excited are you right now?
Oh, I love it. I love
He
it.
kills
Great
every
job.
time we play racist Trivial Pursuit.
I do. Look at you, girl.
I know. Oh, thank you for being here.
Oh, of course. Well, thank y'all so much for having me.
Absolutely.
I look forward to
How did we
this.
get you? How did we trick you?
Yeah, what did we do?
How do we-
I know, right?
Gosh,
Yeah.
You know,
Do we have your dog or mom
a very
somewhere?
Nice person. I just do things out of generosity, like Oddcast,
Yeah, why not?
Let's just try it.
Why not?
She
Yeah.
actually found us. I'm kidding. Can you?
No, no,
right?
I-
we're such a big deal. We
Yeah,
were like,
because our only listeners are prisoners in the CIA.
Right,
So I'm
so-
Yeah,
surprised.
we're a
That's
little
my
confused.
target audience. So.
Yes, there you
All
go.
right, so check it out. So you as what I understand, you weren't a real big fan of Survivor.
At first, well, I knew of it,
Yeah.
but there were many super fans around me, and I was like, guys, this. Okay, I mean, I guess I'll watch it with you. I'll make the rice. Like I always made the food
Oh,
for
funny.
it. But yeah, I wasn't a super fan before that. And then whenever they did find me, and through mutual friends, I was like, I actually have been preparing for this my whole life, and I didn't know it. And so
Nice.
I was really excited. I love traveling and adventuring and being outdoors, but I just never thought that was a possibility
Yeah.
for me. And then it so happened.
I don't think
Here
anybody
am.
does. I don't think anybody, especially now. You say they came to you through mutual friends. Like, did the show casting directors were like, "Hey, we have a friend named Libby. You guys need to talk to her." Is that kind of how it went out?
Well, the casting directors knew someone that I knew from Amazing Race.
Okay.
And so sometimes they'll like go through Facebook and stuff like that and reach out to you through Facebook. And they were like, hey, we see your friend Libby. She kind of looks like the person we're looking for the show. And so then whenever they reached out and asked, I was like, sure.
Now,
let's
how did
try
you know
it.
that was legit? Because that seems like a big pickup line, guys. You know, I'm a producer on
Yeah,
Survivor.
right.
Right. Well, it was a female.
tribe has spoken.
So,
Oh, okay.
Well, it's
Uncle
2018.
Phil.
That could also be.
no, good point. Well, my friend that we were mutual friends, my
Okay.
friend that was on Amazing Race reached out to me first and said,
Oh, that's cool.
look for
Okay.
a message from this person.
Yeah, because look,
Wow.
and then when you finally get to that point where you're like, all right, they've selected you. Now I'm like, okay, well, I need to go in survival mode, which means I need to carb up. I need to be eating gravy, menudo, right? Is that kind of like
No,
what?
actually, I did not carb up. I really took in a lot of those healthy fats that were slower to
What
process. So they
healthy
stuck with me
fats?
for
What
a
do you
little
while.
speak of, young lady?
Yeah, we don't know that.
You don't understand who you're talking to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's-
so healthy
So,
fats.
so no
Let's go
cheeseburgers
through-
or anything.
That sounds weird,
They're
like,
like
a
how-
sexy nun. How's that possible?
Yeah, well,
like tater tots.
those healthy
yeah.
fats like avocado.
Oh, that
and
stuff.
Almonds.
The
and-
sides. I got you.
Yeah, yeah. The toppings. But no, I really did concentrate on that. And then whenever it came time for the week before that, then, I got to take in the fries and the
There
burgers
you
and
go.
all that.
Okay,
Now
hold
you
on.
can be
Let's
on our
back
show.
up. So you get the call, right? You're a go. So you're carbing up, but
Well-
with your healthy fats. How do you do that? Are you like, how do I want to wear my buff?
And do they actually call it, or are they just blowing a conch shell?
Well, actually, it was pretty last minute. I didn't know if I was going to go on it. For the longest time, I just was preparing for it just in case. We would just get like word saying, okay, so far it's looking good. So far looking good, but make sure you keep the secret. So I'm preparing for these things, and I'm getting really healthy and really active, and people are like, what are you training for? And I'm like, just
Well,
really
we were
You're
like-
like, they
You
thought
always,
were-
I need just in case, I need my shifts at Twin Peaks covered this weekend, guys.
Yes,
Like,
you
what
just
do you
never
do?
know
Like, what
when
day job did
Hooters
you
is
have
gonna call.
before?
No, well, I was working at Disney at this time. So
Oh,
I
yay.
so I was in Florida. It worked out really well because everybody in Florida knew me from training marathons and stuff. I would spend summers in Florida, and I would train for that whenever I would do any sort of runs. And so they always knew me as very active. And I just was
And what did you do at
Yeah,
Disney?
so you were at Disney World as a princess?
I'm friends with a princess.
Oh,
Are you one of the
Okay,
trampy
yeah.
sisters for Cinderella?
I worked in the entertainment department. We like to say that we're friends with certain characters.
Oh, that's right. Because
Yeah,
y'all
yeah.
have certain words you can and cannot say. Gotcha.
Okay, right. Mhm.
Right.
So were you
Maleficent.
one with blonde hair or no?
Oh, I see.
yeah,
Okay.
we could play that game.
Yeah, I lived in a
Well, what are you worried about?
palace.
Bodyguards with mouse ears showing up? Just tell us.
No, they can't.
No one's watching.
I still work for Disney here.
Oh, do you really?
I do.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
She's going to be a
Oh.
princess that's going to eat bugs, right? Are you going to bring that back?
I possibly, wearing rags and things, making rags glamorous too. We were talking about glamping earlier.
Yeah.
So now it's like, now we'll just make rags to look
Riches.
like riches.
Did that terrify you
Yeah.
though? Thinking like, we all have seen that on Survivor, these people like in your space underneath this fort that they've made, and it's so cold and they're shivering and there's like no brushing teeth. And what did any of that in your mind think this part's going to terrify me, or I'm good with all of it?
I've never been one to be like grossed out by a lot of things. And I mean, being active, and I've worked on I've been a pacer for long runs and things like that. And so, I mean, that's never glamorous when someone's running 100 miles. Other things like, I just have never been the kind of person to be like, oh, germs, ew.
Good.
And
Yeah, well, she's
so-
a Texas. She
Yeah,
lives in
small
Houston.
town girl. I
There's a
help with
rest
deer
stop north of Houston.
processing.
If you can survive that, you can survive anything.
Okay, so I
That's
know.
a good point.
You know where I'm talking about, right?
yeah.
There's one place you walk in, you're like, I'm never going to see my family again.
Okay, I have a question. So I know we can't get into
exit.
what happens on the show, but again, we were discussing the bathroom situation. So that part of it, I mean, you're saying you've done marathons. Sometimes you have to pee down your leg,
Okay,
whatever.
well, I've never done that.
Okay,
But
some people do.
Some people do. Most of everyone have seen the first episode. So survived the first two
Right,
nights.
we-
Spoiler
right.
alert.
Ghost
Sorry, guys.
Island.
Yes. So, but going to the bathroom, you have an ocean. You have parts of oceans where, like, okay, don't go this direction.
There's a brown alligator
Maybe
chasing me.
We'll go this direction.
That's
and
what I always thought to
shower.
do is just go out in the ocean and just do what you got to do.
Yeah.
But what
Rather
about
than find a
wiping?
tree
It's
and
like
you
it's
with
a natural.
No, but
what
like-
do they call it? Like a
a cleansing, like a natural. I don't know.
A
you know,
colonic?
No, in Europe, you know, they have
A bidet.
Oh, bidet.
Yes.
It's
You
like
know,
this. You're going to go to the
Yes.
spring and you're going to get your thing.
Right.
This
But
is
what-
nature's bidet.
But like if you're having like if you need to wipe or if you have
Melissa, let me tell you how it works.
that time of the month.
No.
Do you
Well,
need to
that
go
I don't know
tampons?
anything about. I can tell
They-
you
Listen to
let
Trader
us-
Joe. Go ahead,
Yes,
Davy
yes.
Crockett. Tell us.
what you do. Unfortunately, is you have to use your fingers to help
Okay,
accentuate
I
the cleansing.
I
part.
do not want to go camping.
No.
with
I'm
you.
just saying. I don't know from experience. I can tell you the initials of the guy is PC, and he and I went camping, and he had to do number 2 in the creek bed. He did, and I was like, "Get me." He
PC.
didn't want to use any leaves,
Our
so he
code word
used his.
was
I went with
Tend
Poop
to.
Captain. I think you got just.
No,
That's the thing you tell. No, you got to
Uh,
use your fingers, and then
no.
that guy goes in his tent.
I
and
didn't do it. Honor Bright
giggles for an hour.
That's what he did. But I've always thought, okay, well, if in a situation that you need to clean yourself,
Every park ranger
So-
comes up. He's
so
like, "Don't
on
shake
the
hands with him."
island, There are leaves.
yeah.
Right.
Is that true?
Absolutely.
That
There's
just
some
seems
trees.
very
Ghost Island.
Well, so what they did warn us if there are leaves that we do not touch.
Leaves at 3, let it be.
Yes,
Poison
those,
ivy.
and then there's also in Fiji. There are these long leaves that white goo comes from it, and it can blind you. Actually.
Oh, wow.
So, they were everywhere on one of the islands. So I was like, I'm gonna get blind. I'm gonna probably wipe with the wrong leaf, and who knows what's gonna happen
Yeah.
down there. So I did go in the water a lot, but
That's cool.
Yeah, that's
Nobody
what I
has to
would
know
do.
anything.
Yeah.
you
Okay,
know?
I have a
Yeah.
question also. Okay, so the
If
outfits.
it's brown, throw it down.
Yeah, there we go.
God. Okay, so the outfits. We always see these like high socks and all of that. So you had only a couple of days to prepare.
Right.
So how do you get to be creative with the stuff you're going to bring?
More than a few days. They obviously were like, hey, can you send us this stuff? We had to mail in all of the clothes that we wanted to wear. And then
Oh.
they picked out the outfit just because,
Well, of
it
course,
has to get.
pre-produced. Yeah.
But it had to be something that you would expect to see me every day wear.
Right.
Just everyday Libby. What would
Yeah.
you wear? Not like, okay, Libby, get ready for the ultimate challenge.
Right.
Prepare functionally. It wasn't functional. Obviously, I'm wearing like lace shorts that you see every speck of dirt.
Right.
Somebody
How
messaged
funny.
me and was like, "How are your shorts still white?" And I'm like, "Well, just wait."
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
funny.
And
Yeah.
so
Wow.
at the end of, and I know we can't get into what happens, but what happens with your clothes? Do they keep them or?
No,
Yeah,
I-
do you
I
live?
still have my clothes.
Do you really?
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
look,
So you
because
could sell those on eBay.
I totally could, but I mean,
I'm serious.
I kind of want to frame it.
has it changed? Has it changed kind of your overall look? Because look, a Survivor is about being an a-hole. There's dynamics behind surviving to the end. And if you're a nice person, you would think you're a Disney character and all this, that you're already very nice. But now you got to be a backstabber. Because the ultimate
don't
goal,
have to be.
you don't have to be, but it's still conniving. No matter what, you have to connive.
Right.
And so beyond the show, do you think, wow, I kind of took some of what I did there, unfortunately, to my real life?
Well, when you come back, you have a really hard time trusting
Adjusting.
people. Well, I mean, you.
Oh,
you-
interesting.
Like I was telling a friend earlier, it was like, you leave a room and you think automatically someone's going to start talking about you.
Right.
Because that's
Welcome
what,
to my life.
it's tough. It is. And also trusting people, making sure that those people trust you
Check,
as well.
check, yes,
Mhm.
yes.
It's very, you start overthinking things and making sure that you cover all the bases when you leave. And
Right.
it's like, people are like, why are you talking
Now,
so
I want
much?
to ask this, and I don't want to make it sound like I'm saying anything negative about the show, but do they have people on staff, like behind the cameras? Like, is there a psychiatrist? Is there, like,
Oh,
a doctor in
absolutely.
case you eat a bug and it's got gluten in it and you can't stand it? I mean, do they
Right.
have anything like that?
We have doctors, and we have a doctor on the show every moment, all the time, on
Okay.
call as well. So he's with us. He checks in with us before any challenge, before any tribal, things like that. And then, before the show, we had to be tested so much with the
Yeah.
psychologist.
Well, that's why I was
and
asking. Is like
psychiatrist.
afterwards,
Yeah.
is there someone you could talk to? Is there like a CBS
Yes.
psychiatrist?
That's the first thing that happens whenever
Really?
you get off is
Yeah, they got to.
I'm
yeah,
sure,
I mean,
yeah.
detox. Not what is it?
Decompress.
Decompress you. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's very just coming from the show and then getting back into real life. We get a call like within a week just checking on us. We're allowed to email our psychologist every time we need something just because it's It's tough.
And
It's-
that's to me that's the part that sucks because the end game is to win $1 million. Look, I'm in it for the money. I don't give a shit about everybody else because this guy might be a male model, blonde, buff from Florida, all that. He's all this. And you can't also help but think there might be some love connections, but at the end game is my love connection is to sever ties with you to win. And that's the part that I can see you might carry with you because you might have a real emotional attachment to somebody, guy or girl, just to kind of, because look, it's also about forming alliances.
Right,
But
right.
you're going to end up stabbing
That's
them
why
in the
they-
back.
Exactly. That's why they call it the ultimate social game.
Yeah.
Because it is. I mean, you have to love people. You have to have people love you. You have to backstab people because the people that love you want to appreciate your game. So you have to be able to hurt people in a way that's like, oh, that was a really good game. That was a really good play. I respect that. Not, oh my gosh, Libby did something mean. She's now a terrible person. But anybody else, who
Well,
does
then they'll
something
vote.
terrible-
They'll vote against you. And how do you? So using that rationale, how are you judicious, even in a voting process? I'm not talking about particularly on this show, but for anybody in future, how do you go, man? This is all about trying to create alliances. But if somebody wrongs you, simply now you're going to vote against them because they're going to keep score. Maybe they didn't
Right.
get booted. You know what I
You
mean?
carry it
That's
with
the
you
part that
everywhere you
sucks.
go.
Okay, but do you have relationships from the show that maybe people were
Yes.
screwing each other over, or did you could,
Yeah.
after the show, it's like, okay, we're good.
Right. I think we're such a dysfunctional family now. Like
How funny.
we're all such good friends and we're going through this entire process together. So we're checking in with each other. I have like my closer friends and then like Snapchat group and all that stuff. We talk almost every single day, just checking in, updating each other. Oh, hey, we found some pictures. And, just because we did go through something that no one else can relate to. And we're the only person that can.
But did you
support
have
each
those
other with
moments?
that.
Like, this is the thing when survival, like all these things you look at as being attractive or whatever, but if it's a survival situation, it changes your mind. Like, I'll give you an example. When I fly, I'm sitting around going, I'd sleep with her, I'd sleep with her. And then as soon as there's turbulence, I'm like, I'd eat him. That'd be the guy I'd make
Yeah,
a skin
push him
tent
out.
out of. So did you have those moments where it's like, you're talking about the handsome guy and the friendships and everything, but were there moments you're like, screw all basic needs, I gotta, like that animalistic thing. Did that come out?
Oh, for sure. I mean,
You
kind of-
beast! I knew it. I'm out.
You forget that you're hungry and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, now this is like a social game and it's tough. Yeah, you kind of you look at everybody and you're like, okay, you're this kind of person, you're this kind of person. And in an Xfinity interview we had, it was all first impressions and we hadn't talked to anybody yet, and we had to tell
funny.
them what we thought about each other. And so that's kind of like a thing that I carried to the real world now. It's like, okay, so you do this and you do this, you must be this kind of person. And it's
Right.
like,
I was
oh,
going to
don't
ask
know
you
if I
about
wanna do that.
When it comes to actually, when you're in that kind of dynamic where you're meeting people that's new, how much of that carryover for you stayed with you? And
Every part of it.
every
for
part. So
sure.
has it changed who you are as a person?
Oh, yes. And I feel that though it was really tough getting back into the real world, it's changed me as a person in a more positive way than a negative way, for sure. Though that is kind of tough to carry those worries with you at times. What are people thinking of me, or judging people right off the bat? I don't want that to come natural all the time. But I feel that it was so self-reflecting and making me think about the kind of person I wanted to be and the kind of person I was turning into, that I'm more conscious of that. And so I love it.
Is there a skill? I'm sorry, but is there a skill you learn, like how to start a fire, or
I do know how to make a fire. I would not have worked so hard in learning how to make a fire without.
But what's the biggest skill you learn? Like the
Yeah.
biggest?
On the island. Are you
Yeah.
talking on the island or before?
No, on
No,
the
on the island.
Okay. On the island, I learned. My gosh, I guess Hawaiian sling fishing.
Oh,
You know,
and
Yeah.
they're kind of called atlatls, right? So
Uh-huh.
they're on a
No, like I swam with
That's
with-
what I was talking
with
about.
A spear.
they have. That's what it was. A spear. I couldn't come up with the word. Yeah, and then you actually got
and
the
you
fish.
and you like let the thing go in it.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's
Shoot
great.
that.
But that's not the answer I was looking for. I was hoping you were going to say, having sex for coconut milk, I could do that.
There we go. Yeah.
Welcome
Yeah,
to the
maybe.
show.
And we toasted natural coconut. Now I'm gonna.
It's a diuretic,
My
you know.
mouth, I'm just.
Really?
I have some bugs.
But aren't they hard
Do you
to
need-
open? Like the coconut, get
Yeah,
the
they are.
husk and all that. And then
You got to know where to
that.
do it. You You got to know get
You
the
gotta
eye hole.
hit the
You got-
coconut on the
on the eye hole.
head there.
Yep.
Yep.
Split it open.
Okay, so I have a
peel it
question
apart.
about, and I know again we can't get into too much, but like the bugs. So we see throughout the episode, you'll see people with these sores and infected and disgusting. And is that how do you deal with that?
I have a few. Now I might go into detail, but I mean, I have a few bites from sleeping scars on my legs, and they'll check like we talked about the doctor. He'll check in with you and see if those spider bites are looking really bad or
Ooh,
it's
really?
okay.
Yeah, you're
like,
good.
but most
Yeah.
of the time it's like you're good. Just like
Fight
rinse
through
it
it.
out with salt water. Salt water is the ultimate savior to us.
Cleanser.
Yes.
Okay, did you lose a ton of weight?
We'll have to see.
Okay.
Can't talk about
look
it.
at that.
And
she's
what's the
good.
first thing you ate when you came back?
Oh,
Barbecue.
pizza.
Pizza?
Uh-huh.
Is that like right?
With chicken and vegetables because we didn't have vegetables on the island and I was craving vegetables.
How
You know where
funny.
they have
So
those
weird.
little excursions if you win, they go and it's like everyone's like eating and there's food all over
Oh,
their
yeah.
faces and they're so excited and
Yeah.
then
I
they
mean,
bring
moon
something
pies.
back for the other team.
Yeah.
But is it like not the again, but
I know,
I'm
it's tough.
wondering, when you get in those moments when you're starving,
You become an animal.
you become an animal.
Thank you.
Okay, there
Look
it
at
is.
that.
And he- and he-
is real life.
And do you find you're different now? Like 5 years ago, you'd see a bug and oh my God, get a newspaper. And now you see a bug, you're like, get some barbecue sauce.
Oh, okay. Whenever I got back, right? Yeah. Oh, great ketchup. Touch
Right.
it. No, whenever I got back, there was a cockroach in my bathroom, and I just looked at it, and then I just grabbed it, and I was like,
That's so funny.
I just grabbed a cockroach with my hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hated cockroaches, but we had so many out on the island that they don't bite you really. I mean, they could, but
They
don't.
just feel funny because
Yeah.
of the little
They're like-
spindly things.
yeah.
But it could be like kind
And
of like
I grabbed it and threw it out the door, and I was like,
Look at
"Oh
you.
my gosh, yes, I'm a whole new woman now." It was
Yeah,
great.
that's awesome.
And
though.
so not revealing anything, but like, how easy is it to get a love connection there? How that's a
Oh,
general.
we just saw an eyebrow come
It's
up.
it's a general question.
Uh-oh.
From how about this? Using seasons past as an example, is it pretty easy to get a love connection?
I can see how some of the other castaways in other seasons were able to develop a love connection.
I'll be doggone.
She's in love.
Well, I gotta say, you're
I mean,
awesome now, but in
yeah.
5 years, if I see you on The View being a bitch, I'm gonna write you a letter. Don't
Right.
become that person. Be cool.
yeah.
Stay
Stay
cool.
true to
Right,
yourself, right?
right.
Now,
Always.
by the way, so we also we also are talking to Libby Vinsek. She is on Ghost Island on CBS on this season of Survivor. So
Yes.
very happy to have you. Now you're going to do
you.
something for us. You're going to be our Jeff Probst.
Yes.
All right.
We did our
real dreams do come true.
there finally.
There we go.
See,
look
she
at
even is
you.
wearing the jacket.
I know. I
It's
love
like
it.
it's his version, but definitely like fashion forward.
Dean, can you do the
I should have
conch?
brought a hat.
All right, so very good. We got the conch up. So we did our version of eating bugs. Now we don't know what the results are. We
But
don't know.
But you're gonna judge us.
You're going to
Okay,
just,
okay.
but just based on looks, Jansen.
Come on in, guys.
Who do you think out of all four
all
of
four
us,
of us.
would win this competition? My money's on Jansen because he's an outdoorsy guy.
My money's
Melissa Plaskoff.
Melissa.
She's
I
look at that
believe
forming
in you.
alliances
See?
already. See, she knows how to play the game. She's
Women,
forming-
March. It's
Come
the
on,
month of
Dean.
the woman.
All right, so here's here's the first video of us eating bugs.
Okay, here we go.
And who is this?
No, we're gonna watch the whole thing. We have a
Oh,
whole.
it goes
Just-
all the way
here we
through.
go.
All right, here we
Yeah.
go.
Okay.
Finally.
Aw.
There we go. That's a great picture.
As seen on NBC. And the Ellen Show.
Podcast.
Here we go, next round.
Okay, for all you pussies out there that don't know how to eat bugs, first of all, let me show you how you do it. You peel off the outer crunchy layer, get rid of that, and then you just get after it, right?
Cheater. Yes.
So, nice and salty. It's actually not bad.
okay.
see
But you
what
gotta
you
eat
do.
everything.
Is you just combine it all, and you guys get all fucked up. But you got to peel the stuff off first, man. Y'all don't just eat it like that, right? This here is the beautiful dung beetle, I think. Rhino beetle.
Wow.
It's kind of, I don't know.
I haven't even tried. This is alligator and alligator snapping turtle.
So much talking. Right?
All right, that's how you eat bugs.
Open your mouth.
It'll take you longer than 60 seconds. If you'll excuse me, I gotta drink a bit of water, but
I'll start small. Okay. I got it. Oh my God. So
Mealworm.
bad. Oh, what? What? Oh my God. I can't do it.
You know, this could be the audio
Can,
from my
yes, you
honeymoon.
can.
Do you hear that? Oh God.
She's a spitter.
Thank you.
What 14-year-old?
Okay. Who do you think?
Should I
Evan,
try
who do you
the-
think
what's
did
the
this?
thing?
The water bug.
Melissa.
See?
No face. This is just like fried chicken. Fried chicken right there.
So gross. Throw up.
Oh, Melissa.
So gross. I'm not touching kangaroo. This is a cricket.
Go, cricket, go.
There you go. Look. See? Okay, there's my time. Done. Okay, done.
Well, the only
Yeah,
way
I
I'm
think you
familiar
did
with
great.
most of these things, these insects and the flesh of bizarre animals, is because it's not the first time I've been to a Waffle House.
Hell.
Oh my God, the
shaking.
taste.
Did you have any in your mouth?
Yeah. I-
Barely, barely.
Is that panda? Oh my God.
My
Tell you what,
smacking.
not as good as the eagle embryos I had.
Oh.
I am stalling.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Oh.
So bad.
That's actually not too bad. What is that?
Which one was it? Mealworms?
Mealworms? I used to have a monkey who used to eat mealworms.
It is a sad story, Mr.
Melissa, now what is this?
Why?
It even,
That's kangaroo.
I thought this was the kangaroo.
Oh, that's snapping turtle.
I won't eat any of this because it's not the high quality stuff I asked for. I'm sending this back to the chef. I asked for fresh raped otter. None of this is what I asked for. I give this a low Yelp review.
1 star. 1
Three
star.
fornicating
horrible.
beetles down.
I would die on that island.
Okay, so this is the
Here's my horse.
kangaroo
Here we go.
jerky.
Chance.
Here's my horse. Hey, look at that.
All right.
What is that?
It's the big chew.
It's a little sweet.
Like a professional.
That was the kangaroo. Teriyaki kind of tasting.
His face is turning a
Not
different
bad,
color.
though, actually. It's weird that I'm eating kangaroo, but yeah.
Good.
Oh
You
man.
can certainly hear it.
Good start.
I
That's
know.
right.
Sound effect.
Okay, and now this is the alligator snapping turtle. Oh,
Just put it. There we go.
it's like fish beef jerky.
There's a oh,
My God.
Come on, Jansen, fight through it.
Keep chewing.
I can't swallow it.
Jansen, come on.
That's
Dude,
horrible.
come on, bro. You gotta eat an insect.
Swallow it.
Oh.
Noises.
Oh. Do I keep going?
Oh, talk about.
no, you're done.
Is that done? Okay.
Done.
That
Time.
was awful.
Didn't even eat an
I'm
insect.
embarrassed. I don't know if I even have a game to be proud of. Don't get me wrong, it was
Oh.
all there. But frankly,
James.
it was just
Everybody's
kind of
picking
like
me.
alliances that I pretty much
My
made up in my
gosh.
head that didn't actually exist.
The tribe has spoken.
Whoa.
Oh,
Well,
now,
the
Libby, what's the
tribe.
strangest thing you've ever eaten? Can you tell? I'm sorry if that's something you can't
Well, I
say.
can
It's a
tell
little too
you.
much.
I can tell you.
Before
Why
we-
wasn't Jeff Probst in the last few episodes?
Right. So this is Jeff Probst. I can tell you what
Right.
Libby has.
Y'all ate him.
Well, before
Tastes like
the
hair
show-
product.
Hairspray. No, I think that the oddest thing I had ever eaten before the show. Oh dear.
The Deer.
Okay, no. Well,
You ever been to Arby's?
So, they actually serve it at Riata, calf fries.
Yeah.
What are
Ew.
cat fries?
Sheep
Calf,
balls.
calf fries.
Yeah, calf fries.
Oh,
But they're but
Rocky
but-
Mountain
but
oysters.
Rocky Mountain oysters, because in our small town, whenever all the cowboys they work cows and they turn,
They
bulls
castrate them.
into- yeah,
Oh, God.
yeah. Then
And
they
you've
all
eaten
fry
that?
them up, and we
It's
just
just
have
meat.
a party.
Yeah, it's just meat.
Can I make a confession? Back when I used to be good looking, I had a date with a girl, and she told me she did that, and I wouldn't even kiss her goodnight. Like that was a deal
Would you
breaker.
kiss her teeth?
Oh,
Yeah, like a dog. I'd put them back like a sweet mango and just no, like I couldn't.
They're,
I
they're real
couldn't.
dry.
It was just,
I mean-
and it'd been 6 years prior. I still couldn't fight through that.
Seriously?
There's something wrong with me.
So
Okay,
this
so
was-
hold on. Okay, go ahead with your question.
Well,
Yeah.
this was while you were a vegetarian.
That's
Is that-
yes. Thank you, Libby.
okay.
That's the reason why.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
we'll
You're
just stick
good.
with
You're
that,
out of
of
here. You're
course.
staying.
I want to know who won in her eyes.
Oh,
Of the four of us. Well, we know who she likes.
who is that?
Jansen. He was the one fight. You were the one. He was the one that you were like, yeah, that's right. Like he was almost.
Well, okay, so it was the aggressive chew that won me
Okay,
over.
okay.
See, I knew
That
that.
was like,
All
I mean,
right.
he is just chomping away and
Look
just,
at him.
Yeah.
he knows it's the strategy. It's like that's how you have to take.
Yeah.
things. You just chew it and
Yeah, you just
he
get
was
after it
pretty
and-
aggressive. I mean,
What's can you say what's probably the most optimal thing to look forward to this season on Survivor? Is there a way to kind of walk around that?
No.
She's gonna go with no.
I'm gonna have to say no.
Oh.
Okay.
Just it's a season worth watching. It is really, especially super fans, because of the way they bring back different idols and things like that. I mean, I think that it is just really cool, and all of us are really a fun group to watch too.
And the finale, have you already started planning? Because you know you have to have the watching party. So is everyone
Right.
going to be at your place, or are y'all kind of
we had a
figuring
watch party last Wednesday.
yeah,
too.
right, for the opening season, right? So is there
Right.
like a, at the end, everybody show up at the house and we're gonna have a big barbecue.
And do you mind if we bring our own snacks? Can we take care of that on our own?
You can
Nothing
bring
against
your
you.
kangaroo. I
Nothing
know,
against
or
you.
your what did you say? Your freshly raped daughter.
Yes,
Bring
rape
it on
otter.
She's a really good listener.
She is. Well, by the way, otters do that to each other a lot, so I wasn't trying to be offensive. That's actually a thing
So
otters are into.
offended.
I know. I'm a mom.
Look what I learned.
Well-
Dean's my National Geographic.
Yes, I watched the X-rated version of Animal Planet.
Thank you.
I want to get an X-rated version of Jagger on the phone, but I wonder. So, will you stay with us for 10
Yeah,
more
of
minutes?
course.
Okay. So, Chris Jagger is the executive producer
Uh-huh.
of the show, and we were talking about would he outwit, outlast, or outplay,
Mm.
and what are his skills, like city skills. Before doing our show prep, city skills versus like his wilderness skills.
No, he has no. He's a city slicker.
But do
He
you
has
think, you
no
said,
wilderness
You
skills.
said to me he has. I'm quoting you. No skills.
No, zero.
That was your quote.
Yeah.
So
I stand by it. That boy has zero skills. He can't even walk around his house with his shoes off.
But is that a skill in itself? Not having any skills.
Oh, see, she's flipping.
No,
she's
good
doing a,
question.
she's
No,
doing a social game right
No,
now.
It
you
is
know
a
what?
good question.
If he had a skill, it would be to make everybody else do things, and he would be the.
That's what he does.
the
He's
captain.
like,
That's
But
very.
It is, but eventually he'll have to learn how to sustain himself by himself without everybody powdering his feet.
What do you? Okay, so Jagger, what do you think about our thoughts on that?
On me having no skills?
Yeah,
Yes.
Well, it's highly insulting.
I don't care.
Jagger, I'm trying to help you out here. Okay, that's not having any skills might
Thank
be
you.
a skill in itself. Not really many people can say that.
That's true. I'm a very good organizer, and I can also see when people are doing things wrong very easily. So I can coach and help them.
He can.
You can.
He quickly
Jagger.
he can point that out.
You want to stay
you.
after the show and see how good he is at it?
Yeah.
It's so fun. You
Bring
get
it
to go
on.
listen. He's very good at it.
Well, great. I look
There's
forward
graphs
to seeing
and
this.
charts.
I need to learn how to do this, Jagger.
Yeah,
Visuals.
as a matter of fact, go ahead, Jagger.
Wait a minute. Hey, Jansen,
Uh-oh.
can you go to autocamp.com and see if you can pull that up? I'll show you how I'd like to go camping.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
So-
Autocamp.com.
AutoCamp. So while he's
And
while he's looking that up,
Hold on. He's still directing.
Oh,
Go
okay.
ahead, please. And then.
Okay.
No.
While Jansen's doing that, go ahead, Mondo.
well, would you consider yourself a glamper if you were to go camping?
Yes. Yeah.
Your
Yeah,
version.
because listen. There is no need for me to lay on the ground in a sleeping bag in a tent on some bumpy earth, being bitten and chewed upon in the middle of the night. There's no reason for that. There's no satisfaction. There's no glory. There's no enjoyment. Why do people do that? It's insanity.
No.
Okay, I have to tell you, I have seen this website, and I looked for our family to go. It's amazing. They have these Airstreams that are all maxed out.
Yeah, that's how you go camping.
Yeah. In an Airstream.
Jagger, have you ever been camping, or would you consider when you wake up in the morning with a morning wood? Is that the close to pitching a tent as you've ever
No,
been?
according to him, he doesn't. Go ahead.
No, I went once in Cub Scouts.
Oh, okay. How was that for you?
Yeah, and that was it. Well, I was the troop leader for a reason.
Yeah, of course you were. Of course you were. So,
Nice.
Jagger, what do you think your best, if you were cast on Survivor, would your best attribute be outwit, outlast, or outplay?
Outwit.
Oh, outwit in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Oh, so confident.
And I would outwit in a heartbeat, but I would also be physical just enough to get by, so that nobody would be able to slam me like
you're
he's
not
too
a
lazy.
threat, but you are helpful.
Just so you know, Jagger's 6'3", and he's a big boy.
Okay,
6'4".
first of all,
6'4". Okay,
6'4". Well, Jagger, that's kind of impossible to hide unless you
Striated.
just keep falling everywhere.
Yeah.
It's like, oh gosh,
Exactly.
you can't trust him
But,
around
you know what I
me.
mean? But some of the guys get a little crazy. They want to do all the hard work and show off, and they're peacocking, and they're, I'm like,
But if
okay,
you're too
I'll
lazy,
do my
Jagger.
share, so nobody's going to clock me, but I'll be, the smartest guy behind the scenes.
Okay,
Maybe not
well,
the smartest, but one of.
That's a good strategy to have.
Yeah, he would basically have everybody else doing everything else for him. He's convincing enough to do that.
No.
No,
'cause
don't
that
even
comes
start.
back to bite you.
Yeah, but I know
No,
how
because
you
if
are.
you're
Yeah, see, already you're trying
if
to
you're too
direct
bossy,
me. Bossy.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
If
you bring
if you're
one
too
modern-
bossy, they'll come after you.
Can you bring one modern thing with you? Like, can you have an iPod, or in Jagger's case, like a mirror? Is there one thing?
Oh yeah, I brought my phone the whole time. I took selfies with all of the. No, I'm just kidding.
I was about to
Oh,
say,
like,
that'd be
wow.
cool.
We couldn't
Right.
take anything. With
Really?
us. Nothing. No.
Right.
No.
Okay, so Dean said that your island would be more like Club Med.
Yes.
If you were to be
Oh.
on an island.
There you go.
And it would be like a Club Med. And
Yes.
And it wouldn't be outwit, outlast, or outplay.
No. It'd be out snob, outdo, get the hell out of my house.
Yeah.
Oh, company can't
that's the
sit
only
on
way to
that
go. You have
couch.
to have a nice
Company
wall.
can't sit on that couch.
Let
That
me
would
go
be
get
the-
my Prada backpack.
Oh.
Right.
That sounds really nice. No, there are some pictures on CBS.com, the press pictures of us building camp and stuff. I don't know. I sent some, but there's a really good one of me holding a crab, and I'm so excited because it was like the first protein that we found, and it's this little crab, and we had to share it amongst 10 of us, and I was like, that little thing, but it's okay because it's protein. There it is.
Oh, there's
is.
a picture of it.
I was so
How
happy
funny.
to contribute to camp.
We have a picture of Mondo with crabs. You want to see that
Right? And
Pull that up.
A lot of people.
one? STD.com.
I know a lot of the super fans were also like, how tan do people get? Because that gives an indication of how long they've been on the
Okay,
island.
hold on a minute.
Oh.
Back to that. So if Jagger was on Survivor, he can't even be in the sun, right? He doesn't like to be in the heat.
You haven't seen him when it's humid or hot. Oh my God.
So I don't think. I mean,
It's almost like a Three Stooges
Well,
video.
there was one season of Survivor that Cochran, he won season 27 or something like that, but he got sunburned the first 5 days. I mean, this guy was like, you thought it was
Toasted.
sun poisoning.
Yeah.
Toasted. And he didn't know what he was going to do. He was like, I can't move. I can't even pull anything in a challenge.
That's strategic.
he couldn't even go outside at your wedding, right?
Oh, Jagger in my first wedding, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
He was
He
like
stayed in the hotel room,
yes,
right?
too humid, too all this. So yeah, he didn't, which is fine.
But guys like Jagger go out there. I mean, Cochran didn't think he could do it.
We should get
Ultimate
Jagger to
challenge.
go on the next one if we can.
should.
We should get in touch with the casting director.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess the question is, if Jagger was given the opportunity to win $1 million on Survivor, would he go?
He hung up.
Yeah, but no, I can guarantee you, he would probably say no, because it doesn't have air conditioning, and he'd have to walk barefoot. He literally is 24/7 with his shoes. So yeah, there's no way he'd do it.
But that's the thing. He doesn't like his feet. He doesn't like anyone to see his feet.
Oh,
I've never seen his
barefoot
feet.
a lot.
Yeah.
Are you?
Oh yeah.
See, I have a weird foot thing. So like,
That's tough.
no, I
have
don't mind
weird
being
feet
bare
thing.
feet.
Yeah, and here's the thing, man. I think especially doing anything like Survivor, because there's a bunch of reality shows that are primitive nature, that kind of stuff alone. you just have to fight it through your head first.
Right.
Win in your head, and you can go as far as you want.
Oh, it's definitely mind over matter.
It is.
Yeah. I mean, you have to forget that you're hungry. You have to forget that you are tired. You don't know what time it is. You have to forget all of that. And you have to be totally in the game the whole time. So it actually is helpful. I mean, when you want to lose some weight, you don't have to think about it. I mean,
Yeah, it's like
other
a great
things
weight
like
loss
that.
plan.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have Jagger back. So our question is, if you had the opportunity to go on Survivor, would you do it? Leave your family, leave your house, leave your chair, and go for $1 million.
Leave your coffee maker.
Only if I can keep my shoes the entire time.
Yeah, see.
You can, Jagger. You can keep your.
Okay.
So
I'm in then.
Yeah, I mean, you don't. I mean, if
But
you
your
want to
shoes are
swim
gonna
with
get
tennis
wet.
shoes, and you want to sleep with tennis shoes, I mean, I don't know if that's
Yeah, I just
even
can't-
grosser.
I just can't. I can't run around barefoot. It's just I can't.
Do you shower in your shoes? Do you have like water shoes?
No, that's fine. That's temporary. That's like walking from the bedroom to the
He puts
shower.
on his Converse and stands in the backyard naked as Patrick hoses him off.
So Jagger, would you shower in your shoes if you were on the island?
Say what?
Would you shower in your shoes if you were on the island? Like, would you go into the ocean and just shower with your shoes on?
Oh yeah. I can't.
But
I
then
can't
what
go
if
in
they
barefoot.
mold?
It's gross.
He won't care.
It's just.
Yeah, because what if he steps on a sea urchin or something?
Oh, yeah.
His head.
Exactly.
He's crazy. He's crazy. He couldn't.
Yeah.
He couldn't go out in the backyard that has trees in it because he thinks some kind of jungle beast is.
Well, that brings up a question too, Libby. How great was your first civilization shower? Like when you could actually step in, and the hot
my
water and the
gosh.
soap. Was that
You
just?
have no idea how.
Don't make it weird.
Oh, here we go.
There
No,
we
that
go.
must have been great.
That's the music that was playing in my head.
Dim the
at
lights.
time.
Thank you. All right, let me go ahead.
Dean
Yes, now
loading
I'm
up
having
his.
flashbacks.
No,
real
Dean's trying to
flashbacks.
load up his spank bank.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Jack. This is my other wingman.
Thank you.
No, so it is such a crazy feeling to have water, clean water, like pour on you. You know,
Okay.
like because
Turn
when
the music
we-
back on.
Turn the
Dylan.
music on and continue. Get the hand motions.
So when that clean water just is pouring
there a lot
on
of
you, and
lather?
you're washing your hair, and bubbles. It's real.
Oh,
life.
Pantene, take me away.
Calgon. Yeah.
Herbal
whatever it is.
essences.
It's like what it doesn't
all
matter.
Yeah.
the smells. Your
Scrubbing that
senses
dead
come
fish off
back.
your heels. Oh yeah.
I just want to know how were craft
There we
services.
go.
I just want to. Were craft services good or not? Was the food fantastic? That's all I care about. Of course, it would be.
Well,
There-
you may have
there's
been on
your food.
Survivor, but anyone who can make it through this show
Yeah.
actually is the winner of the civilization.
That's
so
it.
Very true.
congratulations, you did
So-
it.
Yes.
yeah.
Congratulations,
Wow,
Libby.
thank
Yeah,
you.
Libby
There you go.
Vinsek
Ultimate
on
Soul
this
Survivor.
season of Survivor Ghost Island. When can they catch that, Libby?
On Wednesdays at 7 Central.
Very good. So great for having you in.
On
Love to have
CBS,
you in
of course.
after the big win. Love to have you come back in and share your winnings.
Yeah,
with us.
we don't have a T-shirt, but Jedi gives you a hug.
Yeah, there you
Now-
go.
now get out.
That sounds
That's
good.
all that I really want.
Oh, we
Oh,
do.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you for watching this season, this episode of
This is
the
the last
Oddcast podcast. Yeah, this is our finale.
Thank you for
Going
this
out with a
season.
bang. Thank you. Next week we'll have Uno Amanavong, great chef.
And
here in
lessons
the
on how not to
Metroplex.
do radio.
That's
Tune
it.
in.
Of course.
Dear God.
I know. Thank you, Jagger, for chiming in.
Oh,
We'll catch
my
y'all next week.